Adam, a 1-1 draw here against Stratford Town. Good character again in the second half. Just give us your initial thoughts after that.
Yeah, I thought after dominating the football for majority of the first half, we didn't play the ball quick enough. We put a little bit lethargic taking touches, when we didn't need to. And we gave a corner away, and they've scored from it, which was poor, to be honest, and probably the first foray in our box. And that was pretty much how the game panned out, really, to be honest. I think you can count on one hand the times to come into our box, but they came for a point and they got that, so credit to them for that. And I thought in the second half, they defended their box really, really, really well. Another day, probably, we were camped in, we'd have probably gone on and won, but we didn't. Like you spoke about earlier, our character and everything, we kept going, and against a very, very experienced side there. So yeah, I'm more frustrated in the fact that we've not won the game, and I spoke about before, we're giving a goal away at home against the side which just came for a draw. Gives them something to hold on to, and when after the sending off, they clung to the dear lives for it. So like I said, credit to them, but we had to be better in possession. But I thought in that second half period, we got the ball into wide areas and we're causing all sorts of problems, but we probably turned down the chance to shoot, to cross, those little things. But yeah, like I said, on another day we're probably winning that comfortably, but we didn't, and it keeps the unbeaten run going. So I'm always trying to remain positive, and a couple of good performances out there today as well.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit deja vu, another home game and we've gone behind. Is that probably the biggest frustration at the minute, that we keep having to come back instead of scoring first and maybe kicking on?
Yeah,
easier said than done.
It is, especially when they've not been in our half or last third of the pitch. That's the frustrating thing there. It's just that decision making. But all in all, we can't control that, and the important thing is if you do go down, that you get something out of the game. And the standards that we've set, we've got to be winning these games, and probably a standard wasn't at the levels that we have set. As not regarding effort or running power, anything like that, probably just because we were in control of the ball for long periods, it was probably a little bit laboured moving the ball when we needed just that little bit of moving it quicker, and we'd have got joy on that. But no, I thought generally defensively sound. Some decent performances. It was just a final little bit today which stopped us from winning the game, which is the important thing. So disappointing, but again, I can't speak highly enough of the players. Lads which come onto the pitch are excellent. So and we'll go into Hitchin on Monday, who had a great win today against Overchurch. A bit like us today, Overchurch after the FA Cup last week. It's back to reality, and this is what reality is. And it, I must say, what great support again today. I don't know what the crowd was. Yeah, but again, it was a proper football crowd. So thanks to them. Disappointed that we couldn't get the big three for you, but again, keep with us. It's fantastic in what you're doing and what we're trying to do for you. So you made a massive difference to us in that second half.
Yeah, and you just quickly, you mentioned some performances. We've signed Hervey Pepe back from Barwell this week, and I thought he came on, I'm sure you did, and made a big difference in that second half, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and what it does give us is that flexibility, calmness on the ball, coolness, excellent in the air. I think I've lost chance how many aerial duels he won there. I thought young George was excellent as well. At times he'll do a couple of wrong things, but he's game as anything. Generally disappointed, but not too disappointed. Like I said last week, it's a long old season, and I've got great belief in these boys, in where we're trying to get to and what we're trying to achieve. And And yeah, like I said, we've got lots more to come in the tank, and it's good now that the games are coming thick and fast, and we've got that to look forward to.